Hey guys, this is Muzzlemind. Welcome back to a video where today we will be reviewing my Premier League predictions video at the start of the year, which was done August 9th. So as we can see, nearly up to that point with how long the football's gone on this season. So the way this prediction video is going to work, well, review the Premier League prediction video. If I get within 2, I get 1 point. If I get within 1 of my prediction to do with the position, their actual position, that's 2 points. And if I get the prediction bang on, that is 3 points. So we're gonna see how well I did or didn't do. Let's just see this. Oh god. So starting off with the bottom 3, in last Norwich finished there. I said 18th, so 2 off. I knew they'd go down. They didn't really invest heavily. They tried a tactic which wasn't necessarily going to work because they know at the moment they haven't got the funds to compete with all the teams in the Premier League at the moment, so they're building up their young players and selling them, which it's good to get the club money. So they were never going to survive. Daniel Farke tried playing some expansive football, I must say, just didn't really have the players to do so either, so you know, and they had a great start, to be fair, beating City, beating Newcastle 3-1. That was a shit result for Newcastle. But other than that, Norwich, they were never going to survive. These next 2 picks is where it gets horrendous. 19th came Watford, 18th Bournemouth. I said Watford would come 12th. I said Bournemouth would come 11th, 7 off from both. Now, the other year, I think it was last season, I put both Watford and Bournemouth to go down last season, and I said to myself, what the hell am I thinking? They are both 2 stable clubs. The next season they both go down. These clubs, like Watford, getting rid of 3 having 4 different managers technically in 1 season is shocking, absolutely shocking. I feel sorry for the players, giving a manager 85 days or something in the job. What is the point of doing that? There's absolutely no point. Doesn't give him a chance. Eddie Howe, defensively, Bournemouth were really poor this season. They scored 40 goals, but wasn't enough. Wilson wasn't as good as previous years. King as well. Fraser obviously left in the end, before the end of the season. But they missed his assists really badly. And spending 20 million on a striker, Solanke, to get 3 goals just simply isn't good enough, so you can see where the problems were. They did score a little bit, but at the back they just weren't good enough, so that's why they went down. 17th, I said Villa. Sorry, I didn't say why do I keep saying this? In 14th I said Villa and they came 17th, so 3 off. Don't get a point for that, I'm still on 1 point. So Villa, I knew they'd survive. They spent 140 million. Dean Smith done a wonderful job in the end. They were looking like they was going to get relegated, and they picked up, I think, 8 points out of the last 4 to save them. So he's done a really good job. In 16th, West Ham. West Ham are a club that spend a load of money, but they just don't get anywhere. Like Haller, 50 million for 6 goals or something like that. He wasn't good enough. In the end, Antonio played up front. Mikel Antonio was unbelievable after lockdown. So David Moyes come in and did a brilliant job. Pellegrini, in my mind, I don't think should have been sacked. I think Fabianski getting injured cost Roberto, because they had Roberto in goal, and it cost Pellegrini, I think, his job, because Roberto just really was absolutely diabolical. He's probably the worst goalkeeper I've seen in the Premier League. Like, some of the mistakes he made was ridiculous. But David Moyes did well, stabled them for another season, so it's good to see that West Ham have stayed up. In 15th was Brighton. I said they would go down. Now I've got to apologise to any fans, because I doubted Graham Potter at the start of the season. I said Graham Potter was not going to do well enough and not going to last in the Prem. He's done really well. He's got them the record points total Brighton have ever had in the league. Built on Chris Hughton's survival last season. And he's got them playing better football. So equally, you could say it's a very good season for Brighton, and I'm excited to see what he does with them, to be honest. Bringing in Lallana, bringing in Joel Veltman from Ajax. They've got a bright future ahead of them. I'd like to see what Graham Potter can do with that team. Crystal Palace came 14th. I said 16th, so 2 off. Not too bad with this one. I knew around the job Roy Hodgson would do. I think if Zaha left, they would have went down. Their squad also is not big enough. Too many injuries this season, and not a big enough squad, and not enough goals really. Defensively, they're quite alright, so that's why they stayed up with Gary Cahill, Sacco at the back, Van Aanholt, Guaita in goal, had a very good season. So that's why they stayed up in the end. I think, looking at it now, I probably should have maybe put them 14th, looking at where I've put some of the other teams, to be honest. So, I think Roy Hodgson's done a good job. In 13th, oh my goodness, I've got one bang on, and it's my club, Newcastle. I had a feeling Bruce would... I thought Bruce would be comfortable with survival. I did have my doubts when he came into the job. I'm going to hold my hands up there. But he's done very well. He's done a very good job. Getting the FA Cup quarter-final, yes, we lost 2-0 against City, and it wasn't a pretty game to watch. But he goes to the quarter-final, you know, and equally, having a £40 million striker, getting 2 Premier League goals, right, and keeping them in 13th is a good job. We just didn't score enough goals when we were playing 5 at the back, so we changed to 4. Gale started scoring, Maximan more, Almiron finally got his goals and started chipping in with goals instead of our centre backs, because it was Fernandes, Lejeune scoring, Clark. They were all bloody pitching in. I think there was one point our defenders had the most goals. It was ridiculous. But we've got to give Joelinton time, to be honest. We're just going to have to wait. We can't sell him off or anything. There's no point. So we've just got to stick with him. And obviously today, the news that the Saudi takeover is not happening, I'm very annoyed, because they took so long to make a decision in the Premier League. But I had my doubts that the takeover happening anyway, so that's anyway for a different video. And personally, I'm looking forward to having Steve Bruce there next season. If any new owners do come in, anybody else, I'd like them to stick with Bruce. Right, Everton came 12th. I said 7th. Now, this was a very bold prediction based on their signings of Moise Keane, and just, you know, I thought they made good signings. Sidibe, you know. Marco Silva got sacked. He just didn't do what was expected. Ancelotti came in, started to turn the ship around a little bit, and then ultimately ran out of, you know, ideas really, because his players just aren't good enough. Everton's squad again, it's quite light because of injuries and stuff. They haven't got the depth. So I think they need to clear out of some of their players as well. Some of them aren't good enough anymore. They're just not. Sigurdsson doesn't know how to score a goal anymore. Like, what's happened? Bernard was not the player that I thought he would be. I don't think he lived up to what was expected of him. Moise Keane as well. I think he's been disappointing. So, not a good season for Everton. In 11th with Southampton, I said 15th. Now, at the start of the season, it looked like they were going down, but I've got to say, what a job Ralph Hasenhüttl has done. To come back from a 9-0 defeat to then steady the ship and then get them nearly at the top half, that is brilliant. And then Danny Ings suddenly get top goal scorer. And that penalty miss against Bournemouth, I think it was, that ultimately cost him the golden boot. That he could have been tied with Vardy, so it's unfortunate for him, but very good season for Southampton, and I was 4 off on this one. Burnley came 10th. I said 17th. This one's another terrible one. This is another terrible one. Burnley to come 17th, I said they came 10th. Oh my god. Sean Dyche is a good manager. Why I said that, I have no idea. I generally have no idea. Sean Dyche has done unbelievable again with the players he's got. For Burnley to come 10th, that was a bad prediction from me. This is the worst one. 9th came Sheffield United. I said bottom. Just let's not even talk about it. I think everybody, if you think about it, thought they were going to go down. Having Ollie McBurney up front, Mousset, Billy Sharp as your options, you think you're going down. No, they did quite well in attack, but defensively they were very good with Dean Henderson in goal, especially. Likes of Egan at the back, John Fleck in midfield, Lundstrom. They were a solid team. So Chris Wilder for me is manager of the year, to be honest. He's done an unbelievable job. Other than Klopp, obviously, which we'll get to. So with this one, I was completely wrong with this, but whether they'll survive next season, we'll have to see. In 8th came Arsenal. I said 4th. I really backed Emery. I really did. With the signings he brought in, it just didn't work out for him. He couldn't get the players to play, and then Arteta's come in. Took them a few weeks, and he's finally, getting into it. But there's still a long way to go for Arsenal under Arteta. But I think they're going to be a lot better because tactically he's very good. In 7th, I said Wolves, right? So I was 2 off on this one. Well, no, in 7th came Wolves. Sorry, I said 9th, so I was 2 off. So far, if you think about it, I was 2 off with Palace. I was 2 off with Norwich, so that's 2 points there. Then I got Newcastle bang on, that's 3 points there, and that's 5. And then from this, I'm on 6. So Wolves, I knew we'd get a top half finish, but battling for Europa League again. Very, very good season again for Nuno. I thought he might struggle with injuries because of their squad depth. But they've done really well. They've done really, really well. Nuno, again, has been fantastic as a manager. And I think Wolves have got a lot of potential at the moment, especially with the youngsters they've also got coming through, the likes of Morgan Gibbs-White. To be fair, Pedence is looking like a player since they brought him in. Pedro Neto is looking very good. He's young. He's still got a long way to go, so they've got a good squad, Wolves, and I look forward to seeing what they're going to be like next season. In 6th was Tottenham. I said 3rd. This was based on Pochettino. I never would have thought after Champions League final he would have got sacked. In my opinion, I think it was wrong at the time. But looking at it, I think Daniel Levy didn't give him enough to invest in because they brought in one player. 75 million. He wasn't good enough, and Ndombele, he was terrible. He's got potential in Ndombele, but 75 million you expect. What was it 75? No, I think it was around 60 maybe or something like that. I'm not sure. So, to be fair, Tottenham, Mourinho comes in and got them from a very, very bad position to 6th. So I think Mourinho's done an incredible job. I never thought Mourinho would come. So I think Tottenham just needs to back Mourinho, let him have the players. So, to be fair, this one I don't think many people would have got right with Tottenham because they didn't think Pochettino would have got sacked. So being 3 off, I'm not too bothered about that one. In 5th was Leicester, and I said 8th. Again, 3 off, not too bad. I thought Leicester would have a good season which they did under Brendan Rodgers. To get Europa League, though, that was something else. Vardy, I cannot credit this man enough. He is lethal. He is fucking lethal striker, Vardy. He just finishes everything. He gets one chance and it's in the back of the net. He's lethal. If he was in the Premier League, you know, for 10 more years, he could be up there with the greatest of all time, you know, with the way he plays, to be honest. He's just such a good finisher. And I think what hurt Brendan Rodgers in the end, they were so unlucky not to get top 4, was the injuries at the end, and the Soyuncu suspension killed them. That killed them. Losing Ricardo Pereira as well and Chilwell, that's 3 key players already out of the team. And then you got backup players also injured as well, so they could have got top 4, but to be 3 off, I'm not too, you know, I'm not too upset with this prediction. I think it's fair where I put them. If I was to look back, I think, you know, I don't think many people expected them to come 5th. In 4th with Chelsea, I said 5th, 1 off with this one. It's 2 points. So I thought Frank Lampard would have a decent season. Obviously brought in the youth, a lot of players back from loan, embedded them into the squad and give the youth a chance. And he did unbelievable. He lost a lot of games along the way, but he's only learning. Lampard. He's very young. This is only his 2nd season of management. If you think about it, he's got to a playoff final, and he's got top 4 for Chelsea, and he's got them to an FA Cup final. I don't think anybody would expected them to get that, especially with the transfer ban. So you gotta look at that and applaud Lampard, really, because he has done a good job. He has done a very good job. In 3rd was Manchester United. Now, if Bruno Fernandes didn't come, I reckon this prediction would be bang on for coming 6th or 5th or something like that. Because without Bruno Fernandes, they did not look like a top 4 team. With Bruno Fernandes, they look like a very, very strong side. Bruno Fernandes is unbelievable. He has transformed Man U. I know that's one player, but he's transformed Man U. And I thought Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was not going to do well this season. But bringing in Bruno Fernandes, that almost saved them. That really saved them, because they had a very poor start, Man U. A very, very poor start. Pogba was also out. Also, I don't know if he was refusing to play or not, but I think it's looking like he wants to stay now, Pogba. Now that Fernandes has come in, and it looks like they've got some potential going there, Man U, with him in midfield. So, good season for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I must say. Still in the Europa League as well, which they could potentially win. So, good season in the end. Fair play to them. Now, the last 2, we're just going to put them up there. In 2nd with Man City, and 1st with Liverpool. I had City to come 1st and Liverpool 2nd. I think a lot of people predicted City to win the league and Liverpool 2nd. I don't think people expected it, especially with City strengthening their squad as well. They brought in Rodri. I don't know many other people they actually did bring in. I know mainly Rodri was the main one, but you can see the difference. Without Vincent Kompany as a leader, they really, really struggled. And Aguero getting injured quite a bit as well. Jesus, it was his best scoring season, but in my opinion, Jesus will never be the quality what Aguero is. So to be 1 off again with these 2 predictions, I think I've done pretty well with some of my predictions. Some of them, like the Sheffield United, the Bournemouth, the Watford, the Burnley, Everton, they're bad predictions, but I think most of the top half I've got fairly 2 or 3 out. So to be fair, it's the bottom half that is the hardest to predict. So I've not done bad. Overall, we have got, so if we're within 1, you get 2 points. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12 points we got in the end. not too bad. Not too bad. So next season we're gonna find out how well I next season we're gonna find out how well I actually do, to be fair. So Premier League prediction video will be coming out September time, because that's when the Premier League will be starting back. So guys, that is going to be the end of this video here. Please let me know down in the comment section below what videos you would like me to start doing. Also, I'm looking to be starting to stream more. I'm not sure what game on though, because FIFA's dead. I'm not sure. Just let me know, maybe F1 2020 career mode. If you want me to do Ark Survival Evolved, Call of Duty, Warzone, or just any other games that I have, which I'll go through maybe in another video with you guys. So just let me know down in the comment section below what I should do. So thank you guys for watching. This has been my review of my Premier League predictions. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.